Aloha! How's
And
everyone doing?
welcome. So there are 137 islands
Did you know that?
that make up Hawaii, but only 7 of them are inhabited, and six are actually tourist friendly. So the number one most visited island of all the Hawaiian islands is
Oahu!
Oahu is where we live, and it is most popular for a reason. It has so much options for hotels, for food and activities. Oahu is also has the most shoreline, and it only has white sand beaches. So if you are into beaches and you want to see different types of beaches, and also Oahu has different types of beaches, as far as not only like, okay, white sand beach is a white sand beach, but what beach has the most waves, what beach has most calm waves,
Tide pools.
reef, turtles, what beach is the most crowded and the least crowded. So we actually put together a Google map for you where we outlined our 20 of our favorite beaches on Oahu, and we put pin drops on the map, and you can get access to them to that map in the description below or here in the chat. So all the beaches for you are there with our personal notes. So Oahu has also the most range on pricing for food and hotels as well. It starts from $30 hostels to luxury hotels
that are $5,000 a night.
Yeah, so anything. Oh, Joey, thank you
So
so
it
much.
fits everyone's budget, that's for sure. You can get a little bit of everything. So Oahu is really great when it comes to being able to fit your budget and being able to have a multitude of things to do, especially with with activities. And the island is not that big, so for you to get to from one activity to the next, which is one thing I really like about Oahu, as opposed to the other islands that we're about to mention. To get from one place to the next, say you want to go from, say, Waikiki, where you would probably be if you're coming here as a visitor, to the North Shore, which is the furthest point. We're talking about an hour 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes tops, and that's with traffic. So it doesn't take you long to get to one of your destinations that you want to visit. And you could do multitude of different spots and activities in just one day. You could knock out 2, 3, 4 things, which is really great.
Or you can do a complete circle around the island and see pretty much everything you need, most top attractions, top best lookouts, and most beautiful spots of the island in just one day.
Yes. And now we get into kind of like the food, right? So on Oahu, you have a wide variety of food that you can choose from, as opposed to the other Hawaiian islands. Obviously, it's the most populated as far as tourism. So there is a wide variety of food that you can find here on Oahu.
You can get $10 lunch plates, and there are lots of chain fast food restaurants if you're really on the budget. But I think, honestly, guys, if you're on a budget, just stick to lunch plates instead of McDonald's or Burger King and chain fast food joints like that, because really for $10 in McDonald's, you can get a meal plate, or you can get a lunch plate at,
and I think a lot of people who come here, they really don't know that. They are so used to being back home on the mainland or wherever it is that they're from, and if they're used to having fast food like the McDonald's and the different fast food restaurants, they know what that costs, so it's familiar to you. But when you come to someplace new and you don't see your McDonald's or your Burger King or your fast food restaurants, you're kind of like, oh man, like what should I do or whatever. But for the same price, as Irina mentioned, that you can go into a McDonald's where a meal is going to cost you $10 and you think that's cheap, you can actually get for that amount, or even maybe a little less, rice and pork and all the good food from food trucks and stuff.
Honestly, there are even plates for like $5, like spam and rice and egg that you can find. So there are a lot of options that you can find really cheap.
And let's talk about hotels here on Oahu. Again, wide range, right? Irina mentioned you can be at a hostel, and you can go all the way up to, one of these expensive hotels that cost you up to $5,000 a night. And yes, that does exist.
And we actually put together a series on where to stay on Oahu, on all different parts of the island, and what those areas have to offer, what type of hotels there are there, what type of activities nearby, or what type of activities in that resort area. And we will leave the link to all those hotel, it's not a hotel, like areas, more of a review of an area where to stay on Oahu. We will leave it in the description.
And of course, Oahu is the most populated island of all the Hawaiian Islands, and they receive the most amount of visitors yearly, as opposed to all the other Hawaiian Islands.
So hence there is more traffic, and yes, there are more people on the island, but again, you can find spots, you can find areas to stay where there are less people. And there are also lots of tours offered on the island. You don't need to have a car. You can just take tours. Again, Circle Island tours will take you around the island. There are even hiking tours that will pick you up from Waikiki. And there are so many hiking trails here, from really beginner, like nature walks, flat trails, and they're really beautiful, to extreme ones, where people actually never return.
So
if
you're
that's actually true story. So there are some extreme hikes that people gone missing.
And we do get questions also, does Oahu have black sand beach? It doesn't. That's for other islands. We'll explain in a few.
White sand beaches.
Only white sand beaches are on Oahu. Big Island.
Big Island is actually the second most visited island, and when people call it big, it's big. Really big. So on the Big Island, it's a lot of driving, really. And what is the most popular thing to do on the Big Island, Devon?
Well, there's a bunch of popular things. I don't know. Something that stands out in my mind is the National Volcano
National Park. It is big. The Big Island has active volcano, and they do have a national park where you can do a lot of different things besides seeing the volcano eruptions. In 2018. Had a really massive eruptions. There were people were evacuating. There were over 700 homes that were destroyed, and all the lava kind of drained. So there was no activity on the surface that you could see, and only when last year, to 2020, the lava started coming back up, and you can see a little bit of glow. It's not as much anymore, but still now, it's still active. So it is number one activity to do on the Big Island. And if you do want to see an active volcano, this is the place to go. And you can actually hike on one of the craters. You can see lava flows. It is fascinating.
Very much
and
so.
We created a series for Big Island, all the things to do.
30 things to do on the Big Island,
and things to know.
Yes, and it's free things as well.
And you can check out that video. So Big Island is drier, and the scenery is completely different from Oahu. As you drive, you will see all those like lava fields and the lava flows, and also there is volcano Mauna Kea that you can go up to the summit. That's where all the scientists have the telescopes, and that's where they do research.
And it actually snows. It's unique in its own way. But again, as Irina mentioned, when you're doing activities on the Big Island, getting from one activity to the next. So if you wanted to do the volcano, National Volcano Park, that's on one end, and then to get, say, if you want to do Mauna Kea, that's in the center. So even from the resorts, whether you're on, well, we need to mention that.
So there are two popular sites to stay on. It's Kona side, Kailua Kona. It's less rain, it's drier, it's more sunny. And there's Hilo side. Hilo is one of the wettest towns. It's rains so much. It's crazy. So for example, to get from Volcano National Park to Hilo, it takes a little over an hour, but to get to Kailua Kona from Volcano National Park takes about 2.5 hours. So when we went last time, we actually booked Airbnb in right next to Volcano National Park, so we could spend several days there, and we did not have to drive.
And when you purchase a pass for the park, it's for multiple days, correct?
It's for 7 days.
Right.
It's $25 the entrance to the park, because it's a national park. You have to pay, so it's $25 for the entire week.
Right.
So what else you can see on the Big Island? It is unique because you get to see black sand beaches and green sand beaches. You will not see that on Oahu. So it's something, I would say the three unique things for the Big Island is the Volcano National Park with active volcano, the summit of Mauna Kea, because you are pretty much like above the clouds.
Yes, it's about 30,000 feet up.
And no, it's not 30,000. It's the scenery also like feels like Mars, and you will see it from our videos, and the green sand beach and the black sand beaches. So these are three most unique things about the Big Island.
You actually feel a difference when you're up there, because it's harder to breathe because the air, I guess, is thinner. So it's like, it's an experience up there. And to go up there, again, we cover all the details in, if it's something you want to do, which is something we highly recommend if you do go to the Big Island, is that you need a 4x4 vehicle to get up to the top. A lot of times you arrive at Big Island and you want to rent kind of like an SUV, and you plan to go up there. You don't want to go up there even in an SUV. It has to be a 4x4, because it's going up. It's very steep. Coming back down, obviously, you're pretty much always on your brake. So a lot of times people's brakes burn out coming down, and you can go right off the side of the cliff. There've been accidents. They tell you that. You see images. So it's nothing hypothetical. It's something that happens all the time. So you definitely, if you are going up there, make sure you rent a 4x4 Jeep, if that's in your plans. If not, then an SUV would be fine to get around the islands.
And as far as white sand beaches, there are only a few areas for white sand beaches if you like to relax. On black sand beaches, there's I'm not sure if there is like even you can go swimming there. I haven't really seen anybody swimming on the black sand beach. So when we went, every time we went, there was more like waves,
massive waves,
and pretty strong currents. So we did not go swimming, and we did not see anybody swimming in the black sand beaches either. There were people swimming in the green sand beaches, but also there were pretty strong waves.
So maybe it was the timing that we went, that the waves. But again, we never saw anyone just kind of hanging out in the water on the black sand beach or anything like that.
And there are only also few resorts that are beachfront for white sand beaches. So in one of them we stayed was a Waikoloa Marriott, and it was pretty nice resort. We enjoyed it, and it was right on the beach. Big Island is also known for snorkeling and fishing. Anybody who is into fishing, Big Island is the place to be. We did a dolphin swim on the Big Island,
Awesome.
wild dolphin. It was incredible
And also a
experience.
manta ray
And
nighttime.
yes, there is a tour to do manta ray snorkeling on the Big Island.
Hmm. And also, Big Island is known for Kona coffee.
Yes, definitely. There are so many plantations for coffee, and Big Island has this region. It's called Kona region, and only Kona coffee is grown only in that Kona region.
Hmm.
As far as hiking goes. The hiking on the Big Island is a little bit different opposed to Oahu. When you go to Oahu, pretty much all the hiking trails have like forest, tropical forest,
Hmm.
and the greenery, or at least if it's like coastal by the beach.
Right.
Um, on the Big Island, there's mostly hiking on the Volcano National Park through craters. So there's a little bit of forest, and then you go through the crater. There are a lot of hiking trails at Mauna Kea volcano, which is also dry. There is no greenery.
Hmm.
And in Waikalo, there's also a hiking trail through lava fields. And there are a couple of other trails like Palalu Valley Trail, which is a short trail, a little bit of greenery, and then you go to the beach. And I forgot
The other one with the taro fields.
yeah, I forgot the name of it.
I always say Waimanalo, but it's not Waimanalo.
No, I forgot the name of it, but we have it in our playlist as well.
Let's get into the next one.
That next island is Maui. Maui is the third visited island, and Maui is known for the road to Hana. Is number one
It's the number one attraction
there, and the road to Hana is an interesting experience. It's one road, and
in and
it's
out.
very windy, and there are a lot of one ways and one way bridges, and I'd say it's pretty dangerous driving there. Devon
It could
drove
be
like a champ
It could be.
there, and what about road to Hana is on that one road there are a bunch of stops you can take, and there are stops where you can see waterfalls. You can hike through bamboo forest. There is an amazing park there with Black Sand Beach where people do camping. There is one big hotel, and at the end of a road to Hana, there is also, you can see some waterfalls, and there is a really beautiful hike through bamboo forest and 400-foot tall waterfalls. That's actually my favorite hike there.
The road to Hana will normally sometimes take you, what would you say, maybe 3 to 4 days to complete?
I think it's like you can go every single day. It depends really what you want to see.
Right, because some attractions on the road to Hana takes longer than others. Some are just really short. You hop out of your vehicle, you know, you see a quick waterfall, take a few photos, get back in your vehicle, and keep it moving. So it's really quick. Others you have to go deep in, like
Hiking.
the bamboo forest, for example, that goes deep in. Or if you want to see the eucalyptus trees. For those of you who don't know, the eucalyptus trees are the trees with multicolors on the trunk of the tree: greens, reds, purples, yellows, and it's all striped. It's really beautiful. So yeah, something like that takes a little bit longer. So it depends on what you want to do.
There are also tours that will take you through Road to Hana and show you best stops. And also we created playlist, a series of what is that you want to do on the on Maui, and the best way to experience Road to Hana. We created a video for that as well, and that will be the link in the description as well.
One of the big questions we get about the Road to Hana as well, and a topic actually, is whether you should take Road to Hana from the back or from the front. So most of the time people, they bring up that question because they say, well, it's about beating the traffic, right? So if you're going with the flow of traffic, you're going to run into a lot of traffic, as opposed to if you're going the opposite way, it's easier when it comes to traffic. We did both ways and we didn't really see any difference. I mean, the only thing I can say probably why was because whenever we would do an activity, we do it really early in the morning. So, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot
we
of
are
people are a
out like
little
at
later.
6 a.m.
Right, exactly. And more people will kind of come on maybe between 7 and 8. So we are already 2 hours ahead of everyone. So maybe that was our experience. But yeah, everything
Yeah.
we do
And
early.
Jonathan said the opposite way of Hana Highway is dangerous, but you get to beat the
Oh,
crowd.
there we go.
Well, we did not find it dangerous,
Hmm.
right? We had just a regular car. We didn't even have a Jeep. And there were some just bumps.
Because when we got to Maui, we decided to go see, what was it?
It was the blowhole.
We went to see the blowhole, and there was something else in that area that we went
The
to
heart
see.
shape.
Yes, that we took the road in. We didn't know what we were getting into. That was really tough. That we white knuckled that all the way through. Yeah, that one, if you're not confident driver, it's not a good way to go. So Irina's going to pull it up on the map. You got it? Okay, let's get that up here so we can kind of show you what we were talking about.
So this is the island of Maui. Over here, you see Kahului Airport that I'm zooming in right now. And if you go up, you see this super windy road right here. This is the worst road. Don't take it.
And it's one way, it's narrow. A lot of times I had to reverse on the road and pull over to the shoulder, and it's just a cliff drop, and people are kind of like honking their horns, and it just gets crazy. It just gets really, really crazy. So that side we definitely don't suggest you take if you're not a confident driver at all.
Okay, so another thing about Maui is that you get to see a red sand beach. It is also an incredible beach, and it is on the way to it is in road to Hana, right? So again, if the road to Hana, you can literally experience for the entire week. You can just spend the entire day on the black sand beach or spend the entire day on the red sand beach, and that doesn't even include all the other stops that you can take there. As far as white sand beaches, there are also just a handful of white sand beaches that you can relax and chill at. Another unique thing about Maui is that there are beaches where so many turtles come relax right on the beach. You will not see it on Oahu, and we did not see anything like that on the Big Island either. It is really mind-blowing for me how many there was, like, I don't know, 30-40 turtles in one spot on one beach. The area is protected, so you cannot get close to the turtles because it's a law. You can go 10 feet.
Well, they just put a pile of rocks that separate that part of the beach. And recently, I don't know if you guys have watched our live stream, but we talked about the situation going on right now in Hawaii where people are harassing the turtles. And the part that Irina is talking about, where we said it's separated by rocks, that's where all the turtles come up. People actually just cross over the rocks. It's not a big deal. It's small rocks. It's just like a barrier to let you know, don't cross it. But it's not recommended. And everyone just crosses over the rocks, and they're taking pictures really closely to the turtles and stuff. So it's just been a serious problem. And, we hope that if you guys are planning on coming to Hawaii, just don't do that because it's against the law.
And Maui is very green. There is a lot of forest. There is a lot of hiking trails as well.
I consider Maui to be, I always say when people ask me, well, what do you think about Maui? The first word that comes to mind is country. It's very country out there. It's not, you're not going to see these huge buildings and stuff, obviously, not unless you're on the coast where all the resorts are. But once you move away from that, you don't see that at all. It's all homes, and a lot of homes you hardly even see because they're tucked away in the forests and stuff. So yeah, to me, Maui is just very relaxed. It's very country. It's laid back. Don't think you're going to go there and burn yourself out. It's more, again, the main thing to see is Road to Hana, and that's going to occupy pretty much 95% of your time when you're in Maui.
Well, another unique thing to do on Maui is Haleakala volcano.
Yes.
It is known for sunrises and
Sunsets.
sunsets. For sunrise, you do need to have a permit, or there are also tours that will pick you up at 2 o'clock in the morning from your hotel and take you on a tour there to see sunrise.
Mhm.
We went several times to see sunset there, and it was an incredible experience. I absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
So on Oahu, there are no really big craters or volcanoes here. On Big Island, there is the tallest volcano, and on Maui, there is also Haleakala, where you're also above the clouds, and sunrises and sunsets are just priceless there.
They also have, we found lavender fields.
Yes.
That was really cool. So that's something to look forward to if you do go to Maui. What else? Strawberry fields, right? There's a strawberry fields where you can pick your own strawberries, which is really cool. Couple farms out there. So again, a lot of farm areas out in Maui. It's really, really, really beautiful there, and we do suggest if you get a chance to go there, even for a few days, it's absolutely worth it.
So for Maui, I would think for me, if I want to go back, number one I would do again is Haleakala. We did 2 times sunset, but if you have a chance to do sunrise, it is incredible. And I would do PPY Trail to the hike into that waterfall. I would do it at any day. I can pull up some images from Google. So this is my screen on the iPad, and these are images from PPY Trail. It's just from Google, from other people doing it. This is one of the waterfalls. You see some amazing trees.
Yeah, this is really, really beautiful. We love this is actually one of our favorite hike, right?
Yeah,
this is a must do.
So this is a map of this entire this is Ohio clutch. Here there are a series of waterfalls, and if you go up, this is where the Waimoku Falls are, all the way here at the end, and this is the trail. It's gonna take you about probably 2 hours round trip if you don't want to just stay there and chill, just back and forth. It will take you like 2 hours.
And it's actually it's one of the most beautiful waterfalls I've seen in Hawaii. Yeah, like that waterfall is actually beautiful. It's like really, really tall. It's really nice, and the hike is really nice too. I really like it just because you go through so many different things. Like, it gets rocky, then it gets bamboo, and then it turns like foresty, and then it's just it changes so quickly.
And another thing I would definitely go back to in Maui is the lavender fields. The visually, it's really not that amazing because they have small bushes and it doesn't look super purple, but the atmosphere there really is nice so relaxing and calming. And I really enjoy the lavender scones and the lavender coffee,
which they make all that on premises, which is really cool. They infuse everything with lavender, and it's amazing.
Favorite beaches on Maui? Well, I really to me it was a very special experience with turtles. So as far as white sand beaches, I don't get excited about white sand beaches because here on Oahu we have so many beautiful white sand beaches. So in Maui we didn't really even go to white sand beaches just to enjoy. But I really find it special to go just see turtles laying on the beach. And this is I think it's called Ho'okipam. If you look at our vlog, we actually show you where that beach is. So I really enjoyed that beach, and I find Red Sand Beach to be very special. And the Black Sand Beach that is in Road to Hana as well, because Wainapa Napa State Park,
Yes. That's the yes.
It's for Black Sand Beach. It's it's a little trail to get to, and it's protected also.
Mhm.
So I think that location is really picturesque and
Mhm.
special. So I really
Wow.
enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
So this is where the Black Sand
The
Beach
Black
is.
Sand Beach. Mm-hmm.
And it is, if I zoom out, it is on. All right,
We
so
get that
next
in.
island we have is Kauai. Kauai is actually the wettest island, and it's called the Garden Island for a reason,
Mhm.
because of so much rain. You have so many waterfalls there, and it's so green.
If you guys have visited the island, please feel free to drop a comment. Let us know what are the places to
Mhm.
see there, what are the things to do, what your experience was if you
So
visited Kauai.
number one thing about Kauai
You want
is
me to kind of pull up the maps here?
no,
Okay.
is Napali Coast. So Napali Coast is here. It is gorgeous, and the views from there. Let's see if we can. Yeah, here you go. From Google Maps, we can see the views of the coast, Napali Coast.
And I'm sure you guys have seen photos of this, and we're always asking,
Yeah.
where is that? Oh my God, which island is that? Yep.
Yeah, gorgeous mountain ridges. There's so much hiking on Kauai. It's crazy. Look at that. That's insane. Popular things to do there is, number one is the Napali Coast. You can do helicopter ride there.
That's
and
very popular.
Fly through all the valleys with waterfalls. You can do a boat ride. You can snorkel. And there are not that many, again, white sand beaches in Kauai. Like Oahu has white sand beaches all around the island, but Kauai has a lot of like beautiful coastal lines. And most things that is famous for, known for, is Napali Coast, hiking, and Grand
the Grand Canyon is
Canyon,
also
yeah. Waimea. It's called Waimea Canyon. So let me put up some images.
Okay.
So this is where it is on the map, Waimea Canyon. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It's like Grand Canyon, but in Hawaii.
So beautiful. Oh, chickens, of course, everywhere.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, very beautiful.
So we'll make it there one day. So the next island is Lanai. It is a really small island, 98% privately owned. And there are also very little options for hotels. There are two Four Seasons Hotel, and there is one small hotel, Lanai. It looks more like a cabin, and there not even Airbnbs. There is just, I think, like one Airbnb type house there. There are just few restaurants, and there are some restaurants in the resort area. And Lanai is more flat. There are no mountain ridges, and they have this red volcanic soil. It's really cool. And there are also just not that many beaches, white sand beaches, to go there. And this is like Kauai is also very quiet island, very relaxing. There is not that many people as on other islands. Lanai is, again, because there is not too many options for accommodations, not too many people go there, and again, the price, so
expensive. Yes,
it is very quiet.
It's cheap to get there, but expensive
to stay there. Yeah, the flight, I think, from Oahu to Lanai, I think, is about $60 to $70 one way. And you can also take a ferry from Maui.
And if you're into cats,
yes,
if cats are your thing,
there's a Lanai cat sanctuary there where they have over 500 cats there.
It's a lot of cats. And you can't adopt them, right? Can you adopt?
I think you can, yeah.
It's interesting to know how that would work.
Yeah, right? They will ship the cat to you.
Yeah. It's very interesting, though.
All right, so yeah, this is pretty much it for Lanai. There's not there are just a shipwreck that you can see. You can do a quick drive around the island, and pretty much you can see it all in one day.
Yeah. So definitely, if you want to relax and don't want to do anything and just enjoy your Four Seasons resort,
Yeah,
this would be the island for
with
you.
not that many people there.
Yes, this would be it for you.
And the last island that you can visit is Molokai. It is known for the leprosy colony that used to be there, where they would ship all the people that had leprosy just to that island, and they created a leprosy village kind of thing, where people would be sent there to die. Pretty much, it is really sad, but there's no leprosy there now.
Right.
And that area is like museum. You can go there, you can take a tour there, learn history about Molokai, about the leprosy colony. And there's a really cool tour where you can take a donkey on like a mountain ridge trail.
Yes.
So you can get to that Molokai leprosy colony on a donkey. That I really want to do.
Which is really cool.
It
Yeah,
is so
it's really
cool. And again, this island has extremely limited options for hotels and dining, and there is the least people. It is the least traveled.
Yes.
And it is very quiet and relaxing. So if you want to avoid people,
that would be the island for you.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right, so this is it for all the islands. So
Yes.
let's do a few questions,
Yes.
and then we'll do a recap of what we think of each island and what is our favorite island.
So now would be the time for you to drop those questions. Remember, if you have a question, put #Q and then ask your question. This way we can find it really quickly amongst all the other chatter here in the chat.
Which we see all your comments.
Yes.
And we love reading them.
So Red asks, what are free things to do in Oahu?
So many free things to do. I think we need like a separate live stream. And I am putting together a list of all the free things to do in Waikiki. So stay tuned.
Yes, we have a lot of stuff for you guys on that. Have you guys been to Maui?
Yes, we have been to Maui, and we have the entire series of everything you need to know and all the things to do in Maui and the best way to experience Road to Hana. And we will leave the link down in the description, so you can watch it.
We've done a 7-day itinerary to Maui, and it's a complete playlist. One video plays right after the other, and we just go through Road to Hana and all the different things and experiences that we had while in Maui. So those videos are already up already, so you can check the our playlist for that. Let's see what else. Where are we?
Oh, Darlene is here. Aloha, Darlene.
Aloha, Darlene. How are you? Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Did we miss any here?
I think we're
caught up with questions so far.
All right.
That's
so
fantastic.
Favorite island for you, Devon, and why?
Favorite island for me and why? That's a tough one. I really
Okay, let's do for living and visiting.
Okay, well, for living it would be here in Oahu, just because coming from New York,
we're not country people.
We're not,
so
right.
We're more like city people.
We like city. We like convenience of going across the street and buying your groceries, as opposed to having to get in a vehicle and drive 20 minutes to the grocery store. So yes, because we're coming from New York, we're used to certain things. We're not used to the country life. Otherwise, I would probably say Maui. So if you're into the country lifestyle, Maui, Big Island. I love Big Island because Big Island has volcanoes, and I'm fascinated by volcanoes. What I don't like about Big Island is the fact that you have to drive so far to get to anything that you want to see.
Mhm.
So pretty much, if you're there for 4 or 5 days or what have you, you spend most of the time driving. Believe it or not, to get from one, you
Yeah.
want to go to one black sand beach. One day you can't do two black sand beaches in one day. It's really hard, like major beaches, of course. You always have to do everything one. You choose one thing a day. Basically, that's how you have to operate at Big Island,
Yeah,
unlike
or
here.
we did like maybe two things a day, but again, it was like a full day, and we were so exhausted just from
Yes,
being in the car
from being
and
in the car.
driving the entire day.
Expect a lot of driving when you're on the Big Island. A
Hmm.
lot. Maui, the same thing. Expect a lot of driving. But the only thing about Maui is, again, the road to Hana, which is the showstopper, right? You're driving a couple of miles, you get out your car, you take a little hike, take a few photos of a water park, get back in your car,
False.
drive. Yeah, it's just a continuous stop and go, stop and go, stop and go for as long as you have sunlight and you get to do as much as you can, get back in your car and head back. Quick tip, don't be on the road to Hana at nighttime. You don't want to do that. There is no lamp posts with lights out there, no overhead lights. It's just your headlight and the highway. That's it.
One-way street,
Yes.
and it's brutal.
Pitch black. So we've done that and it wasn't cool.
Yeah, we did the mistake of doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so for living, yeah, definitely Oahu for us. But for visiting, I think definitely Big Island. I would say this is the if your first time to Hawaii, definitely Oahu, because it has again so much things to offer, from white sand beaches to hiking to cultural tours. It just really a lot of things. And I think if you have a chance to split your vacation between two islands, go to the Big Island to see the national park, go up Mauna Kea.
Mauna Kea is a must. So overall on the Big Island, there's about, probably coming off the top of my head, probably about 3 to 4 things that you must see, right? Roughly. So you can kind of figure out your vacation based on that and how many days it'll take you to see those things. So it's really not that much to see. All right, let's just take some questions.
And if you want to have like more of a quieter, again, Maui is, even though this is third most traveled island, but because it's small, it is a lot of traffic. Locals really, they are really fed up with tourists of driving slow on road to Hana. And
yeah, they drive that because they know that road like the back of their hand. They can do it with their eyes closed.
Yeah, the roads are very narrow. There's a lot of traffic, and locals are very angry with all the tourists driving slow and stopping in the middle of the road
taking
to take
photos.
pictures.
Yeah, because you got to remember, they use these roads to get to and from work or their daily chores, their island life daily chores. Meanwhile, tourists and visitors are all in the way, like, oh, if you ever had that experience, especially coming from New York on 42nd Street, like I'm trying to get to work and I have to go through 42nd Street and everyone's around me is like this with their camera. And I'm like, please get out of my way. I'm trying to get to work, So it's kind of that thing.
That what I don't like about Maui is I don't like the vibe, because locals are very tense about tourism, and because it's the small island and it feels like there's way too many people. Like, to me, I think Maui feels even more crowded than Oahu, because it's a tight space. And if you want to have a little bit more relaxing and less people, definitely Kauai, because it still has a good amount of choices, a lot of greenery and less people. And Lanai and Molokai Lanai is completely different vibe, because there are no mountain ridges, it's all flat, and there are less people, and also like feel more like country. And Molokai has even less people. So it depends what you want to see. If you want to see mountains, if you want to do hiking, if you want to see volcano, black sand beach, white sand beach, it really would depend which island to choose for yourself. So In this in the entire hour we spoke about what each island has to offer, so take notes, watch it on replay, and really decide what it is that
you want to do,
what is important to you to see. Watch our series for everything to do on the Big Island, on Maui, on Oahu. And if you have any questions, again, leave it in the comments. How many street performances are there in Waikiki, and what times do they start? I think the street performances start when it's getting dark.
So at around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you start seeing street performers come out. Some of them prefer when it's darker, just because the energy, it's more buzzing. But yeah, and how many? I would say
there are a lot. But again, there are some of them they just do.
They're just drumming. Others, they magicians. Others just have birds, parrots that they'll put on your shoulder, and you take a photo and you give them a couple bucks.
There are people who drove cartoon
characters of you, break dancers, singers. So yeah, those are the typical type of street performers that you will find on Oahu, which is really cool to kind of pull over and kind of just take a look at. What restaurants got the best burgers?
I think Island Vintage.
Yeah, I would have to say that. I've had burgers in a lot of different places, but the one that stands out above all is Island Vintage.
Island Vintage Wine Bar is located on the second floor of Royal Hawaiian Center. And to me, it's hard to find burgers because I don't eat regular beef. I like either turkey or chicken or fish burgers. And over there, the reason why I love them also because they do incredible ahi burgers and
they do wagyu for me. The wagyu burgers is fantastic. And
they do whitefish burgers. So.
And at a really affordable price. You agree?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Do you two prefer classic older hotels or modern hotels? Overall, I would have to say modern. We love modern hotels. For some reason, it just feels cleaner. But the Moana Surf Rider, I would have no problem staying there.
Yeah.
I really like that hotel. That is, to me,
it's what we historical hotel.
Yeah, classic hotel. It's beautiful. We did a walkthrough of the Moana Surf Rider Hotel, so you can check that out as well. So, and that's the way we always kind of compare a lot of these hotels when we've done walkthroughs on Wednesdays, is a lot of times they have an older feel. And, we're not really vibing with that much. And here, we've been here 3 years, and we've stayed at Airbnbs. And if it's older, it's a no-brainer for us. Like, no, we don't want to be here. The moment we walk in the front door, if everything looks old, cabinets are old, and it's just, we don't like the old feel. We just like the kind of brand new, more modern feel for sure.
And by the way, Turtle Bay is finishing up their renovations. We visited it this Monday. And if you go to our Instagram channel or to our TikTok, we created a video, and their renovations, oh my gosh, they look nice. Incredible.
For sure.
This is definitely the style we love.
Yeah.
Best beach on Oahu. Well, Lanai is an incredible beach for many reasons. It has those smogs. The water is so calm, and the shoreline doesn't have too many rocks. It does have its cons. I love also Makapu'u Beach because I love waves, and Makapu'u Beach have fun, manageable waves.
Yes.
You have to kind of like run through the shore break, but once you're in there, you feel a little current sucking you in. So you do have to be a good swimmer to manage it. And I also love Waimea Bay. I love jumping off the rock. And they also, during summertime, they also have manageable waves.
Yeah, I personally like Waimanalo.
Waimanalo, yes.
That it's a long stretch of, and I think that's what really attracts me to it. We haven't gone there much, but the times that we went, To me, it's just like, I don't know, the way, just the scenery and just how long the stretch of beach is. And it's really different to see such a long stretch of beach and hardly anyone on it.
Yeah.
You see little patches of people here and there as far as your eye can see, but for the most part, it's just clear white sand for miles. It's so awesome. I really like that beach. Um, let's see. Jonathan has a question. It says, what hiking spots do you recommend in Oahu for an out of shape person? Okay, well, I would have to say,
more like nature walks.
I would say, not for nothing, I would put Diamond Head in that. Now, Diamond Head is a little steep, but if you're not handicapped where you might have a situation with your leg or anything like that, then I think Diamond Head would be a really good challenge, where it's not, where you don't feel like, oh my God, I can't make this, I have to go back down. But
His
you're like,
mom did
I got
it.
this. Yes, my mom did it, and she has an issue with her leg, and I told her, I said, at any time you feel like going back down, we can go back down. It took us, normally it would take you about 40 to 50 minutes to go up Diamond Head. But with her, it took us about maybe an hour and 10 minutes. And that's going at a super slow pace. That Diamond Head has, along the whole entire trail, has handrails. So you can actually hold on to the handrails. That's what she was doing to kind of walk up. It is kind of uneven throughout the path, but again, with handrails, you can hold on to the handrails and walk your way up, and it's not that steep because it's very windy. So they didn't make it completely straight up. They just kind of break it up by going back and forth, back and forth. So that would be a really good one for you to do. Of course, you could always drive to Tantalus Lookout, which is really beautiful, because once you get up to Tantalus, it's like you can see everything. You see
Yeah.
Waikiki, you see Diamond Head, you see the
airport,
airport,
yeah.
you see Pearl Harbor. So, and that's all in one big visual sweep. You see everything, which is really nice. And that you can drive right up. You get out your car, you walk a few feet, and there you go.
And I would say another really good spot is Waimea Falls, even though you do have
That's
to
nice as
pay
well.
$10,
Mhm.
but there are also an option to take a golf cart, right, to go to the waterfall. So, but I do recommend to actually walk through the entire trail. First of all, it is paved. It is flat with a little small hills, right? Like a very little inclines, and you can also go off the path, and there are demonstrations of Polynesian housing and a lot of different cultural demonstrations along the way.
Yes, it's
and
really
and
nice
there is a waterfall
at
at
the
the
end.
end that if you choose to, you can go swimming, and it is legal. They provide life
Life
vests.
vests, and there's a lifeguard on site as well.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Cheryl says, I would just get a tour when I go to Rotahana, better than driving myself.
Yes.
I agree with that, but there is an alternative. So, not everyone has the budget to get on a tour. So a great do-it-yourself tip is to use an app called Shaka. And that's what we used. We didn't take a tour because we rented a vehicle, and we used the app, and the app hands down is a must if you're doing it yourself. If you're in your car and you're driving around, it's a must. The app, you run you connect the app, it's via Bluetooth, you connect it to the speakers in your car, and it's informative,
They
it's
tell you
funny, they tell you stories,
history.
history, there's music, everything you would need, it's all coming through your speakers in
Yeah.
your car.
And the host is really cool.
The host
He's
is amazing.
speaking with like
The
pidgin,
accents, yes, really island cool vibe.
And
It'll tell you coming up on your right is the waterfall.
it syncs with your GPS.
Right. So wherever your car is, it's tracking you along the way. So it knows exactly where you are. So it'll tell you coming up in just a mile, we'll have, this hiking trail. But hey, if you pass there and you see that there's no space to park, don't worry about it. Keep going. You're not missing out on anything. On your way back, we can always visit it. So it's actually talking to you and communicating with you as you're going along, and it lets you know what's coming up next. It'll say, hey, right around this bend, make sure you look to your left. There's a giant waterfall there. That's blah, blah, blah. And it has this history, and it's awesome. Hands down, it's a must if you are driving through Rotahana on your own. Let's see. We did this one, right? Yep, we did that one. Let's see. So we're gonna take just a couple more questions here before we wrap this one up. Do you see any other questions, Lita? So Red says, what are the best places to visit in Oahu?
As far as
Is it as far as hiking, food, cultural?
we actually did a vlog of 10 best activities to do on Oahu. We will leave the link in the description.
Mm-hmm.
How's Waikiki Beach Resort? Old or not old? We'll tell you straight up, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think we covered everything, right?
Waimea is $20 now. Yes, it is correct. $20.
Have you ever guys done Diamond Head for
Sunrise? No, we didn't do Sunrise. Also, Diamond Head, I think, opens at 6 a.m.
And depending on the season, the sunrise is before that. So you'll
during
miss it.
winter, sunrise is a little bit later. So if you get to the park, to the gate at 6 a.m. and go as quick as you can. We did actually run in Diamond Head, and it took us 20 minutes to run up Diamond Head to catch sunrise.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Or are we wrapping it up here?
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us this Saturday. If you find this video valuable, don't forget to click the thumbs up, and
we greatly appreciate it.
And also have a quick announcement today. We have the last day for our merch. We have 15% off, and these are our awesome custom-made T-shirt. And you want to show yours?
Okay, let me just kind of get down here. Here we go.
Aloha shirts.
Yes, so we designed a bunch of cool Aloha shirts. Will just be out on there.
And they are really good quality and super
really good.
soft. And we have different designs, different prints, and different type of shirts. So if you pull up our shop right now.
Sure thing.
So this is our shop. We have the link in the description. Today is the last day to get 15% off, and you can see the different designs we have, and there are a variety of products. There are even mugs and bags. Oh, let me show you the bag.
Mouse pads. We have everything here in our site. So we designed our shop on the on the Aloha theme, and we have a bunch of different patterns and designs to choose from, which is really cool.
I love this.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, these are all the different patterns you can choose from, and of course they come in hoodies, t-shirts. Let me show you what Irene is showing you here. It's a Aloha tote bag, which is really cool, and it's cool because in Hawaii everyone kind of dresses the same, right? So you can get matching shirts for for the family, because we even have shirts for kids and stuff. Hawaii shirts for kids, and as I said, there's a whole bunch of different speaking about roosters and chickens. We did one for that too, because we know that is actually a thing. So yeah, there's a bunch of different patterns, so you guys can check it out. As Irina mentioned, it's 15% off. The link will be in the description, or yes, that's the best way to find it, right?
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining, and don't forget, every Friday we go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, and 5 p.m. Standard Time.
And yes, Jonathan, just to answer his question really quickly, do we ship to the mainland? It does. So this company that we use, they have a shipping facility in Asia, they have one in Canada, and they have one in North America and Europe. So no matter where you are in the world, you can get one of these shirts. So really cool.
And the quality, honestly, guys,
quality
is excellent.
We've washed them already,
so shirts are
they wash well.
Soft.
So again, thank you guys so much, and don't forget, every Friday we come live to you, and of course today, every Saturday we come live. And in between, we'll be giving you great information. We're going to keep you updated on all the COVID situation, because as you guys know, we are experiencing a surge in COVID. That's for another time. We're going to get into that where we can cover it fully. But until then, we will see you in the next one. Cheers!